let's just say Russian spy canisters. This is my map. I have to do this before I start anything else. This is the Nemesis delay, a really elaborate delay from Source Audio. These are all the settings. I do that. Then I look at my preparations. There needed to be a cloth at the nut here so that when I go, it hardly makes any sound. It just, but if you do this.
Yeah, no sustain.
So I wanted cloth in there, the slide down there. I wanted a drumstick here so I could alternate between those two. So there's the drumstick and then the pulley is on there. And then it tells me the pickup of the Strat, what my fuzz tone and my delay settings are. So then once you get there, then the things start. The flashback is on, the electro, that's a reverse delay or a chorus depending on the flashback. East River Drive by Electroharmonics is like just an overdrive pedal, really great sound. And then the King is a Source Audio fuzz tone with a added, I don't know if it's a ring modulation or an octave higher, but it's just added something that's really cool. So that, I just set up that loop, and then down here is all my loops. So that's loop number 1, and then that closes it off. And when ask means stack, then you hit number 2 loop, that loop again, and all the way through there. Then I turn it off here, and I'm improvising against that loop. Then I open it up again, and the loop and other things fade away because it's got a decay on the loop. So by the time you get here and have looped over, that's mostly what you hear with residue of the previous stuff. And you get to there, and then I've changed to, this is Rogue number 3, which is the slide with the all tuned to a low E. I turn off the flashback, I slide here, and then with a drumstick, you know, it's like slide goes up, except for I've got effects on. But so, and then I loop that, and then I got to kind of jam, and I fade the loop out while I've added some more effects, and the slide comes down. It sounds real dusty and dry, but it's actually wet, given the nature of the movie.
Are you at a point where you're doing something like this? Are you completely intuitive? Are you using a theory? Are you using a scale? Are you using a pitch collection?
Right.
Or all of those things? Or is each piece different?
Curiously, for this kind of work, I use tone rows, which is, you know, Schoenberg and Charles Ives development. But I don't treat them as with the rigid rules. I treat them as, you know, you have all 12 notes in the scale, in the chromatic scale, but I use them as chord progressions. So like for a while, I'm just kind of hanging out. Like when, here's the first 2 notes, you know, it's D-A. I mean, that's pretty harmonic. Like it doesn't sound like a dissonant, but then it changes, and then there's, you know, sometimes it's beautiful. That's all tone row based. That's how the harmonic happens. The other stuff is all just whatever fits the dream. I mean,
okay.
This is, the theory here is I'm making a one-on-one soundtrack to the dream, and nothing, not a single note on here is there except for there's a part in the dream.
So we should talk about the dream idea. You've been doing the dream idea for almost 50 years.
Yeah, in late 74, I got into surrealism when I was at Thomas Jefferson College. Excellent teacher and pianist, hyper pianist, Denman Maroney, who's got a record on cuneiform and many other places. He saw my interest, and he said, you would probably really like surrealism. I think what he saw was my use of LSD, but I'm not sure. And then, so I delved into surrealism, and I go, wow, this is the ticket. You can get some of the same stuff that I was taking LSD for without taking LSD. You can still reach these things. So it's unto itself, it's a mode to get to some of these unusual connections. And when I was reading Andre Breton's, you know, kind of bombastic manifestos, and he was a little bit of a power tripper, but he got the work done. He claimed that music couldn't be surrealist because it didn't give you enough specific information. Like if you put a tree and a house together and a baboon, those are very specific things. You go in there with connections to those, and that forces your brain to organize them. But music isn't like that. So he said it couldn't be surrealistic, but dreams could also be used as a mode for surrealism. So to fuck with Andre Breton, besides the fact that he was dead and couldn't fight back, I figured, well, if I can use dreams to make music, then I have defeated his statement that you can't make surrealist music. And that's when I started doing it. I wrote a piece for violin, Dream Interpretation #1, where I recited the dream along with it. And that's on my Roger Miller's Exquisite Corpse album.